just about anything to stay in the secluded, beautiful, innocent town of Deep Haven. Even if she had to buy a man. A bachelor, to be exact, although maybe not the one currently standing on the stage of the Deep Haven Emergency Services annual charity auction. He looked like a redneck from the woolly woods of northern Minnesota, with curly, dark blonde hair, a skim of whiskers on his face, and a black t-shirt that read, "Hug a logger, you'll never go back to trees." Sure, he filled out his shirt and looked the part in a pair of ripped jeans and boots, but he wore just a little too much "come and get me, girls" in his smile. The auctioneer on stage knew how to work his audience. He regularly called out names from the crowd to entice them to bid. And apparently, the town of Deep Haven loved their firefighters, EMTs, and cops because the tiny VFW was packed, the waitresses running out orders of bacon cheeseburgers and hot wings to the bidding crowd. After the show was over, a local band would take the stage. The auction was part of the Summer Solstice Festival, the first of many summer celebrations Deep Haven hosted. Frankly, it felt like the village dreamed up events to lure tourists, but Ivy counted it as her welcoming party. Oh, how she loved this town. And she'd only lived here for roughly a day. Imagine how she'd love it by the end of the summer, after she'd spent 3 months learning the names of locals, investing herself in this lakeside hamlet. Her days of hitching her measly worldly possessions, 4 hand-me-down suitcases, a loose cardboard box of pictures, a garbage bag containing the elements of legal style, how to argue and win every time, and To Kill a Mockingbird, and most of all, her green vintage beach bike, onto the back of her red Nissan Pathfinder, were over. Time to put down roots. Make friends. Okay, buying a friend didn't exactly qualify, but the fact that her money would go to help the local emergency services seemed like a good cause. And if Ivy had learned anything growing up in foster care, it was that a person had to work the system to get what she wanted. She should be unpacking. She started work in the morning. But how long would it take, really, to settle into the tiny, furnished efficiency apartment over the garage behind the Footstep of Heaven bookstore? And with her new job as assistant county attorney, she expected to have plenty of free time. So, when the twilight hues of evening had lured her into the romance of a walk along the shoreline of the Deep Haven harbor, she couldn't stop herself. She couldn't remember the last time she'd taken a lazy walk, stopping at storefronts, reading the real estate ads pasted to the window of a local office. Cute 2-bedroom log cabin on Poplar Lake. She could imagine the evergreen smell nudging her awake every morning, the twitter of cardinals and sparrows as she took her cup of coffee on the front porch. Except she loved the bustle of the Deep Haven hamlet. Nestled on the north shore of Minnesota, 2 hours from the nearest hint of civilization, the fishing village turned tourist hideaway had enough charm to sweet-talk Ivy out of her Minneapolis duplex and make her dream big. Dream of home, really. A place, friends, maybe even a dog. And here, in a town where everyone belonged, she would too. She had wandered past the fudge and gift shop, past the walk-up window of World's Best Donuts, where the smell of cake donuts nearly made her follow her sweet tooth inside. At the corner, the music drew her near to the VFW. Ford F-150s, Jeeps, and a handful of SUVs jammed the postage stamp-sized dirt parking lot. She'd stopped at the entrance, read the poster for today's activities, then peered in through the windows. Beyond a wood-paneled bar and a host of long rectangular tables, a man stood on the stage holding up a fishing pole. And that's when Deep Haven reached out and hooked her. "Are you going in?" She'd turned toward the voice and seen a tall, solidly built, middle-aged man with dark hair wearing a jean jacket. A blonde woman knit her hand into his. Come on in," the woman said. "We promise not to bite. Well, except for Eli here. I make no promises with him." She had smiled, winked, and Ivy could feel her heart gulp it whole.